All right, late night MMA fans, or potentially early morning MMA fans if you're on the far side of the world. We are here with a very special Invicta Vivisection for Invicta FC 13. I am joined by Theo and Victor Rodriguez, and we're just going to buzz our way through this whole thing. And I'm getting some weird echo feedback, so that's kind of messing with my brain, like one of those machines where they point the gun at you and you hear your own words repeated back at you, and it makes it slowly harder and harder for you to talk until you can't talk anymore. That's kind of where I'm going. So uh, I'll see if I can fix that. In the meantime, Victor, how you doing?
I am doing fantabulous, although I'm a little worried about Dio hiding in that cave over there, wherever the hell. You all right over there, buddy? You good? You need a SWAT team to come out and get you?
I'm Batman. What can I say?
Oh man, yeah, we're looking at a lot of events that are going to be sandwiched in with one another, but this should be on your radar because even though it's not very packed with many well-known names, it does seem to be. You got three title fights, and it seems to be one of those cards that will be able to deliver in terms of action, even if there is some bit of showcasing going on. But definitely looking forward to this. It's going to be good.
Dio, that's your cue. When he stops talking, you got to jump in. You got to be ready, man. This whole thing's already shot.
That's what he said. I mean, hey, I'm going to follow along with what he said. I mean, he has a little bit more faith in the card than I do. He's like, it's about a B plus. I'm like, C plus maybe.
Hmm.
Very
All
top.
right.
Very top. There you go.
We are getting this. There's some nasty people. I think it's on your end, yo. I think it's Thor's.
Let's see. Change things.
Was that? No, I'm still getting it. All right. Well, whatever. Until until we get that sorted out, we have this card to go through, and my God, yes, the top of it should be fun. I'm actually excited for all three title fights. There are a lot of good fighters there. Um, People I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Manny Kianzad coming over from Cage Warriors. That should be fun. But before that, we've got the fourth member of the Four Horsewomen, unless they've added somebody else, then she'd be the fifth member. She's the Ringo of the Four Horsewomen. Marina Schaefer is making her Invicta debut against Amber LeBrock, and I gotta assume that they're gonna give Schaefer a fight she can win out of the gate.
Yes, especially after she got washed last time. Yeah. LeBrock's not great. You know, she's got height. That's about it. Everything that I saw in her other fights, in her amateur fights, were not really the greatest competition at all. So it's
Victor is totally unimpressed here. Victor,
yeah.
got it. I mean, I don't know. Like, I know we're not a high energy show right now here, but you just. I mean, that was like the look said I'm drinking. A handle of vodka, like while you're talking.
You know, Dio looked at this matchup and he talked about it like he just sounded defeated. Like this just took the energy out of him. Like, I guess it's a thing that's happening on an undercard somewhere in Cambodia.
I just don't want to see Marina Shafir get knocked out again. That's
all right.
all it was.
It's a strange thing. Also, I think we should note here, I don't think it's a coincidence that Dio and Oscar the Grouch both had bad audio. It's that negative attitude. That's what brings you down. Stop being a grouch. All right. Marina Shafir, she's only had 2 pro fights. She is 4-0 as an amateur. All of her wins have been by submission. 3 of them arm bars, not very surprising. Former training partner, still training partner with Ronda Rousey. What bothers me about this, and I'm not sure if it's a tendency, if it's a gym thing, but it seems that a lot of the fighters that have been coming out of Glendale Fight Club And this isn't to necessarily harp on Edmund Tarverdyan or anything, because I'm not really sure what it is, but the striking defense seems really suspect on a lot of these guys. Ellenberger kind of picked it up a bit. Travis Brown, it's been kind of spotty. It's weird how people like Shayna Baszler and Jessamine Duke have sort of faded a bit in that respect. So I'm a little worried for Marina Shafir, because while Amber LeBrock has not been fighting high-quality opposition, she's rangy at 5'11". This is her pro debut, but she's 3-1 as an amateur, and she does hit pretty hard, even though she does throw some wild swings. Shafir has that thing where she stiff arms. She's doing the Anderson Silva punching past the head to grab and clinch from there and be able to start doing her work, take down to submission in an efficient manner. Marina's got a very winnable fight, but I wouldn't be surprised if she took some really, really solid shots and ended up losing this fight. So if there is a possibility for an upset, it's very present in this case. I certainly would pick Marina Shafir to win, but don't be surprised if she doesn't.
Oh, and I got odds for this, so we're using Odds Shark.
Beautiful.
And the odds I got here, we have Marina Shafir is at -288 to -390. Amber LeBrock is the underdog at +220, +295. Vic, maybe you give it the echo. I don't know. Where is this coming from?
Yeah, because I'm not hearing it coming from Vic, but I'm hearing it.
Yeah, we're hearing it coming from everybody but Vic.
It's Vic.
I'm not hearing any echo, so.
So it's you.
Yeah.
It probably.
If everyone says you smell like shit,
yeah,
you smell like shit.
I probably do. Sorry about that.
All right. Anyway, okay. So we don't know how to solve this. I apologize. Short of cutting Vic's mic, let me see what happens if I mute him briefly.
It's like an old school reggae mixtape.
See, I can't. I don't know if I can mute.
Oh boy.
I know. Oh wait, here we go. Let's see. Did that solve it? My God, it did.
It did. It was
like
Vic.
magic.
Bastard.
Okay, so from here on out, what we will do to successfully navigate this kerfuffle is we will unmute Vic when we want him to talk, and the rest of the time he's going to be muted. You alright with that, Vic?
Oh, good. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, alright.
Alright, good. Okay, so that solves that problem. So coming up next year, we got to fight. I honestly know I recognize Jamie Moyle's name because she's been on Invicta for her whole pro career.
Right.
She's got a couple of wins already. I don't know a whole lot about her opponent, Amy Caldwell. I think I also have seen her on Invicta. Let me see. Yes. She was in she was in Invicta FC 11. Both coming off a win. So, Dio, break this down for me to lead off here. Tell me which of these fighters coming off wins is probably going to win.
Jamie Moyle. Jamie Moyle is probably one of the best outside of Alexa Grasso and Mizuki Inoue are the two 115ers that you have to keep an eye out on for, outside of the UFC. So, Montenegro was, she won her last fight. It wasn't impressive, but she definitely did win. And Jamie Moyle just whooped ass the last two fights. So.
All right, Vic, any disagreement there? You picking Moyle? She's the superstar.
First thing to mention, outside of Jamie Moyle, Inoue, and Grasso, we should also mention Karolina Kowalkiewicz, who dismantled Inoue not too long ago.
It's true.
Amy Montenegro, or Caldwell, I believe she's going by Montenegro now, very wrestling heavy. Interestingly enough, she's 4-5 as an amateur. I guess she won a couple fights, then had a 5-fight losing streak. Then eventually went on to be 6-1 as a pro. Not many finishes. Actually, no, she got 1 TKO and 3 subs. Now, what ends up happening with her is she uses a lot of pressure. She's very much kind of like Cain Velasquez fighting Dos Santos in the sense that she'll press someone on the cage and she'll start wearing them out from there. It's not always pretty. It's effective, and she's able to implement her ground game from there and start using top control. Moyle probably won't let that happen, though, unless she gets out-muscled, which maybe might happen for a period of time. Moyle is just much more complete. Her striking is really good. Her timing, her use of angles, her submission game and her threats, uh, whether it's off her back or from top control or even side control, it's all there. So I really would very heavily lean towards Moyle on this one.
All right. That I like that unanimity. I like the solidness. I want us all on the same page. We're a team, damn it, and this is all about teamwork from here. So I'm just gonna keep it muted from here on out. You can do the whole rest of the show through mime.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah. There we go. Okay, we're already improving. Every show we're getting better. Next up, we got Amber Brown, Catherine Costigan. I feel like for some reason I'm excited to see Catherine Costigan fight. I'm not sure if she's just getting like some of that like
It's the
Irish.
Conor McGregor rub.
Yeah, the Conor McGregor rub where we're excited for all the new Irish fighters. I know she's undefeated and she's coming over from Cage Warriors. Cage Warriors generally did solid work building fighters. So, Vic, lead me off here and tell me who I should actually should I be as excited as I feel like I am?
You should, and it's because even though Catherine Costigan is not a very dynamic striker, she's very tentative. She's got some problems setting that up. She is actually a lot of fun on the ground. She's getting into some wild scrambles and manages to keep herself composed. She's able to snatch some really good submission attempts, and she can be pretty exciting to watch on that end. If it stays standing, I'm a little worried for, even though her standing defense is okay, the exchanges will probably end up costing her a decision if it ends up going that way. As it goes with Amber Brown, another very wrestling-heavy fighter, she trains with Team Fit with Ray Borg and Tim Means, who are also fighting this weekend, interestingly enough. She's got a loss to Emi Fujino, no shame in that, but she also beat Liz McCarthy in her last Invicta outing, and she also has lost to Japanese veteran Kikuyo Ishikawa. Very basic boxing, very solid guard game as well. So I'm really hoping that it hits the ground so everybody gets to see some really, really fun stuff. Costigan's really more of a body lock, basic striking type fighter, but she's got really, really good top control and very good transitions.
So you're picking Costigan?
I would actually favor Costigan, yes.
All right. I need to read some odds because I missed out here on a couple of these. On the last one, let's see. Then we'll cut to Dio. So I'm not stifling. I don't want to think I'm holding him down or something like, perpetuating inequality here. That's not my bag. But let's see. We got odds. Forgot where I was. I really went off on a tangent there. Montenegro is the underdog to Jamie Moyle, plus 185 to plus 280. Jamie Moyle, the favorite, minus 253 to minus 360. And then you talk about Brown Costigan, and then I'll lead us back in with the odds. What's your pick? Are you in agreement, Dino?
What? Am I agreeing with Vic? No.
Yeah.
No, this time I'm going with Amber Brown. I have a feeling she's going to make it very ugly. The scramble should be fun, but this has for me, it kind of has, this could be that one grindy fight that's kind of stifles everything out. But, if there was any fighter on this card other than Cyborg that has a very apt nickname, Amber Brown's is pretty close. Because she really does that. She will just bully you up against the fence and on the ground and wherever the hell else she is. So
you're going Brown.
I'm going Brown.
By ugly grind fest.
Yep.
All right. Well, she's the underdog here, plus 120 to plus 147. Costigan is the favorite. Once again, maybe the rubbing of the Irish there to give Costigan that extra bump. She's a favorite, minus 154 to minus 180. I do not suggest anybody rub any Irish people. That's not really a phrase. I'm just tired and it's late, so Give me a break. Next up, we have Pani Kianzad, Jessica Rose Clark. I'm definitely excited for this fight. Kianzad is one of the most legit bantamweight women talents out there. You know, coming to Invicta, and I don't know what's going on with Cage Warriors yet. It sounds like they may be resurrecting themselves out of the ashes and climbing back into putting on events again. But one of the nice fallouts is that a lot of their really great talent has found their way to other organizations to show off and have some big fights that we wouldn't otherwise get, and this is one of them. So, Dio, what do you think? Kianzad gonna show off here?
She could, but Jessica Rose Clark hits hard as shit. Like, it's scary in some of the fights that she had. Like, she'll hit somebody and they'll move a full 3 feet to the side. So, Kianzad's definitely the more complete fighter, but this is a tall order for this.
So you picking? You got to pick. You can't just say it's a tall order. You got to make a pick.
I'm gonna be contrarian. I'm just gonna pick Jessica Rose Clark.
All right, Victor, tear him down. Remind him of just all of the faults in his past. Like dig up horrible childhood memories and throw them back in his.
Okay, let's try that then. First off,
No.
Rose Clark is she's 5-1. All of her fights as a professional, 2 submissions and 2 TKOs. She's a good fighter. She hits really hard. It's a bit more of a grinding style, but she makes it work. Now you've got Pani Kianzad, who was the Cage Warrior 135 champion at one point, I believe, or still is technically. Also, all fights as a pro, 7-0. She's got wins over Milana Dudieva and Annalisa Bucci, who's known for her striking. 3 TKOs on her record. She's got excellent submission defense. So right out the gate, that's gone for Jessica Rose Clark as far as a possibility. I don't see her being able to submit her. Very decent top control. She stays active, and what I think is going to be the decisive factor, really, really good cardio to make things go in her favor if the fight goes on later into the second or third rounds. Questionable takedown defense. I'm not really sold on that, but she is able to stay on her back and work well from there, be able to threaten submissions. Although she doesn't have much of an outside striking game. She's much more of a clinch striker, making things dirtier with elbows and knees and stuff like that. So I would definitely favor Kianzad, especially if it goes to the ground. So I'm picking her.
One question.
Yes.
How long has Kianzad been at 135? Because I'm pretty sure she was at 145 for a long time before.
I believe she won. Let me see here.
That would be a major factor if this is like first or second 135.
No, because I believe she won the 135 title for with Cage Warriors, so she had at least 2 fights.
Okay. She's only had 1 fight at 135. She's been at 140 for the rest. She went down for her in her second Cage Warriors bout to win the title there.
Gotcha.
But otherwise, she fought at catch weights. So there you go.
Welcome to Europe.
Yeah.
That's what the metric system does.
Oh, jeez.
He went there. God.
Throwing heat at the metric system, man. We just lost all our global viewers outside the U.S. And what is it? Is there like one other country out there that doesn't use the metric system yet? One of those like former British republics down in the Caribbean or something?
Yeah, it's probably, I don't know, it's probably somewhere in like Micronesia or whatever, I don't know.
It's the U.S. and some other like far corner of the globe, some other repressed, horribly backwards country.
Hey, we still have the West Coast. Look at how much love we have. Look at what we do for the West Coast. I could be watching Tiny Toons right now, laying on my couch. No, I'm doing this for the people, as is Dio. Come on.
Right.
Come on.
All right, you're right. You two are both just, you sacrificed so much for me. All respect.
Your MVP.
I feel it. Okay, next up, we gotta move this along because I'm putting all kinds of time. Pani Kianzad, she is the favorite, minus 600 over plus 425 over Jessica Rose Clark is the underdog. So massive favorite. So for fans of for people who respect Dio, of which
Yeah,
there want to place a bet on this fight.
yeah. There's not too many
All
after I'm
right.
paying to hold him. So
All right. Next up, we got the first of 3 title fights. Erika Taburcio over Ayaka Hamasaki. And Taburcio, obviously, she came out, kind of shocked the world in her last fight, coming out of nowhere to beat Michelle Watterson, and really put on a great performance, wearing her cut off muscle tee, like beach bully style.
yeah,
And
she was that one old guy at Gold's Gym.
that's right. The guy who uses chalk on everything when clearly it says you're not allowed to use chalk.
Yes. Yep, that was her. That was her.
That was Taburcio. She's facing Ayaka Hamasaki, who was somebody who had quite a lot of pop coming into Invicta out of Jules, and then she ran straight into Claudia Gadelha and had to run straight back to deep and get a couple more wins. So
Yeah.
she's back again for another title shot. Vic, are you expecting her to do better with her second shot in Invicta?
I absolutely do. And that record that she has is pretty impressive. Not only that, she seems to show progression as she keeps moving along in her career. The more with each fight. You guys able to hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were. I thought it was fading.
We're hearing you now. But now you're negative. So again.
Okay. So, Hamasaki's 11-1 as a professional, 2 TKOs, 4 submissions. She has on her list, she beat Mizuki Inoue twice, Seohei Ham, also known as Hamderley, twice, Emi Fujino, Lacey Shuckman, who she defeated by submission in Invicta, Naho Sugiyama, who's a Japanese veteran, and also Yuka Tsuji, who's got some good notches in her belt. One loss, who's to Claudia Gadelha, who's arguably someone who people think had beaten current UFC 115 champion Joanna Jędrzejczyk. So you got somebody who's got relentless pressure, very, very solid pace, really good top control, and is always active, always threatening either submissions or moving to another position to stay safe. Sometimes a little bit of the John Fitch territory, but she's effective and she's able to win fights. Now, if she's able to get Taburcio down, will she be able to keep her there and be able to fend off submissions? That's kind of a question. I think it's possible. I don't know how likely it's going to be. But if it stays standing, I definitely would have to give Taburcio the advantage because we saw how well she did against someone like Watterson. She's effective with her use of angles. She's tricky. She's, kind of using her height disadvantage to her advantage somehow by hitting these crazy short counters. So I really would say this would be close, although I really do think that Hamasaki would win this one.
All right, Hamasaki, a vote for Hamasaki. Dio, now this is your chance because I'm feeling Taburcio all the way. This is your chance to bring up all of Vic's horrible childhood and shame him out of his pick of Hamasaki here.
I got Taburcio. He basically proved exactly what I was going to say. She's not kind of sort of John Fitch territory. She is John Fitch territory. Nothing ever looks like it's never a good match to look at, but definitely has a lot, really good pressure. She's good on the ground, good submissions, but I think Taburcio is just going to have way too much pressure and is going to attack way too much for Hamasaki to handle. And I'm going to go with like third or fourth round submission.
All right, the odds on that fight, we have Taburcio is the favorite, minus 203 to minus 225. Hamasaki is the underdog, plus 160 to plus 180. That moves us up to the next title fight for the vacant bantamweight title. There we go. Tanya Evinger, Irene Aldana. Potentially, Aldana probably is like the best 135-pound prospect in the world. potentially, especially outside the UFC. And Evinger is probably the best 135-pound vet in the world, um, outside the UFC. So, you really have like the best of the old guard outside the UFC against the best of the young up and comers outside the UFC for the title. Dio, old lion, young lion, S,
I'm gonna
animals,
go with
at,
the.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm going with the young lion, Irene Aldana. I see this playing out a lot like Evinger's tryout fight for Tough, where she got subbed. Um, when you have Evinger, you have all of these extraneous circumstances that can cause her to just completely blank out in a fight. She's solid everywhere, but she's never solid mentally. Because like if she has issues outside of the ring, which has happened in past fights, it happened on Tough. She was going through something with her girlfriend, and Misha Tate even said it on Tough, like, oh yeah, whatever, you know, whoever she's messing with at this point, and if they're going through something, she's gonna lose. If that happens here, she's going to get murdered. Um, that's yeah. I'll let Vic be the stats guy, since
All
I know
right,
he's got
Vic.
like 6 pages worth of stuff.
You've been wonderfully set up by Dio there, who really he just that you can't ask for a better lead than that. So I'm not even gonna try to bridge this any better. You're on.
I'm starting to realize I think he's just upset that he looks like he's been kidnapped by ISIS somewhere. What are you doing over there, Dio? You mad because I'm styling on you?
Nah.
No.
Watching
Here's what's the deal with this is I agree partially with what Dio brought here, but I don't really think that those problems that Evinger was having outside of the cage, I don't think they're really there anymore. I think she's probably got it together, and as evidenced by not only the 6-fight win streak that she's currently on, but the 3-fight win streak against really much more legit opposition lately. She has some losses to really good fighters, Vanessa Porto, Gina Carano, 2 losses to Alexis Davis, which I think were both rear naked chokes, and Sarah McMahon. Now, you can't hate on somebody for losing to people like that. But she does have wins over Julie Kedzie back in her, I guess you could say, her prime. Karina Dam, Sarah DeLelio, and then lately India Gomez and Cindy Dandois. It's not so much who she's beating, it's how she's looking while she's doing it. She's really improved a lot of the things that were missing in her game. She's got better fight IQ. She's much more complete. She's much more well-rounded. But I am worried about her striking because Aldana's just so good at lighting people up on the feet. She's fast, she's clever, she's tricky. She'll set up a hand trap and just start working from there. And she's only lost to Larissa Pacheco, who anybody can lose it against somebody who hits that hard. And that when someone who's what was that, her 3rd pro fight, I believe it was. So I really would favor Aldana if it stays standing, but if it goes longer than that, I really think Evinger has a very solid opportunity, especially if she's able to implement her wrestling, which I don't know how Aldana's going to prepare for.
One quick thing, 6-fight win streak needs to have an asterisk in it because the Tough loss happened in between that 6-fight win streak. So.
All right. Well, that aside, Victor, what's your pick?
That's a tough one. I don't know if I can confidently. I probably have to say Aldana still, all things considered, but I'm not going to be surprised at all if Evinger wins. And if the odds probably would net you something decent, it wouldn't be that crazy to put some money on Evinger.
All right. The odds, I can give you the odds right now. Evinger is the underdog, just barely. She's plus 100 to plus 120. Aldana, the favorite, minus 134 to minus 150. So not a lot of value in a fight that we're kind of calling a toss-up. Like, those are pretty much toss-up odds for a toss-up fight. That leads us to our final fight, a real toss-up, a real nail-biter, a real close one. I want some deep analysis, I want some, these are the 10 different ways this fight could go analysis, and I'm asking Vic to lead me off on that.
Oh, boy. Really? Okay. I guess. All right. Faith Van Duin, kickboxing-based fighter out of New Zealand. She had that very impressive, surprising upset against Amanda Bell in her last outing, which Bell was doing well for a while, and then Duin took over and she won as she should have. I mean, she earned it, I should say. I didn't think she was going to, but she did. I don't know how that's going to help her against Cyborg. I don't see anybody stopping Cyborg right now in Invicta. And I mean, we saw, Van Duyn is 5'10". I believe Charmaine Tweet was around that same height. If she wasn't able to implement her range and her reach and use that to her advantage to pick her apart from the outside, she's not going to stop the bum rush. I mean, I don't know what she's going to have in her back pocket to be able to make this something that can even resemble a competitive fight. So I feel bad.
Over under 2 minutes.
Talented. Yeah, I'd say over 2. I'd say over 2 minutes. I don't think she makes it out of the first round. I'd probably say late first. But yeah, I mean, unless she dives for a knee and gets a heel hook or something, I don't really see that happening, man. I feel bad saying it because she's a good fighter, but man, just the physical advantages are too much and the pressure's too much. And I really would have to say Cyborg by a mile.
All right. Dio, Vic obviously let me down there. I turned to him for that, deep. Like, I wanted to hear how Van Duyn's going to win this, and now that's on you. You got to make the case.
She's not. Unless she walks in with a machete, she's not winning. Unless Cyborg gets struck by lightning while the zombie apocalypse happens at the same time. Like, there's not much Van Duyn can do here.
No.
You have to be one of two things to beat Cyborg. You have to be a better athletic specimen. That's not going to happen in women's MMA right now. Or you have to be a far more skilled, like when Jarina Bars, when they fought in Muay Thai, and Cyborg held her own. She still got fucked up, but she held her own. Van Duyn just does not have the tools. Crazier things have happened. She could pull out something. She sneaks like a proton cannon in to the fighters. Sure, but as it is now, it's a squash match. Like, every match at 145 is a squash match for Cyborg. So, yeah.
I just wanted to add one thing here. If I could just ask, the zombie apocalypse scenario, is the ref also a zombie? And also Joe Martinez, is he also a zombie? Because that would be sad. I wouldn't want to see that.
We can save Joe Martinez because he's great. The ref, I really don't give a damn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the refs are half living dead anyway. I mean, like, you ever wonder why they're so willing to see somebody get beat to death? It's because, like, they need food. Like,
exactly, brains. It's
yeah. You can't like just start eating somebody in the ring. That would be like that would spoil the illusion. So they're just waiting for somebody to die, and then then they'll be like sitting there with a handful, and they'll be like, "Oh, whoa! I don't even know how that happened. How'd that get into my hand?"
I just love how hilariously off topic we are, and it's still better than talking about Tough China. It's the best. This is great.
God, we don't talk about that season. It didn't happen.
Yeah, the UFC doesn't even talk about that season. Like, that is so far in like the bad graces that they have they are erasing that from memory.
Yeah, like they buried the Tough China winner worse than like the WWE buries people that commit crimes out in the real world. So yeah, it's just I think he's got like one fight and it was bad. So they were like, oh yeah, no. Yeah, you can go away.
Yeah.
On that note, did you have a final thought, Vic? You've been unmuting yourself repeatedly here, causing a lot of feedback.
I just I really do think that this main event is probably going to be exciting and sudden, but we're not going to feel any better when it's over. I don't think we're going to feel like we, it's going to be kind of unnecessary maybe in the end. And the worst thing is, we're still going to be talking about Cyborg versus Rousey, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So, I mean, I really wish we could stop talking about that because there really isn't any indication that that's going to be a thing. But oh well, that's just more. We just need to brace ourselves because that's.
I admit I'm not going to help in that battle to stop talking about it because that's like that's easy money for me. I will
Exactly.
always be there and be
It's gonna
like,
continue happening. You have to feed the beast.
yeah, I'll be like, yo, somebody said some shit. Sorry, that too bad.
Yeah. No, but like at the end of this fight, it's gonna be like that scene in Coming to America when they walk into the room and there's just like that, the chalk outline. They're like, oh, damn shame what they did to that dog. Like that's exactly what this is gonna look like after Justino's done with
I
Banfield.
think Coming to America might be our Nazi reference. I think that might be something that has come up on
That's it.
every single show that we've done.
Hey, I'm fine with that. Like I'd rather talk about that than whatever weird Nazi conspiracy theory that Eugene and Nate have this week.
Hey, we give you dogs, cats, and Eddie Murphy references. It beats Nazis. I mean, let's be real.
Nazis and weird, very, very weird sex stories of West Hollywood and whatnot.
Yeah, you gotta open up. Come on, man. I mean, like,
Hey,
Listen. I'm not going to tell you what happened in Toronto in '97. It's just not.
allegedly.
It's not going to.
Allegedly.
All right, allegedly.
I think on that note, we're done. Let's just cut here. You can find me on Twitter at @TheZaneSimon. You can find Vic on Twitter at VicMRodriguez. You can find Dio on Twitter at I'm Just Dio. You can find me on Bloody Elbow. You can find Vic in the Bloody Elbow comment section wielding a hammer. You can find Dio occasionally toe dipping back into the Bloody Elbow comment section to wield hammers at random. You never know where he'll be. He's a crazy man. He's like a phantom, in and out. And
he dips his toe the way Godzilla does. That's what happens. It makes a splash, son. When that, ooh, goodness.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad one last week.
all right. On that note, we'll be back for lots more. We got another Vivisection tomorrow. We got 6 rounds. We've got more shit for next week. We got Knuckle Up. We got Care Don't Care. All that. Got the prospectus this week back again, and all the other all the good stuff that you come and see us for. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for dropping by, guys, and we'll be back for the next time and Victor puts on a card.